That open.
Yeah. It's nice. Yeah, it's nerves in the end.
The tempo does.
Get up a little higher. Do it. Do it right hand. That's it. Right hand. Quick. Quick. We do. We do it. Yeah. We do it right hand. That's it. There you go. That's it. Good. Good. Right there. There you go. One, two. One, two. One, two, right. I can get to you. Hey.
Teofimo Lopez isn't easing into this camp. He's locking in like a man who already knows how this story ends. There's no showboating, no highlight hunting bravado. This feels colder than that. Training for someone like Shakur Stevenson isn't about flash. It's about discipline, restraint, and control under fire. And right now, Teofimo looks like a fighter who understands one brutal truth. One mistake in this ring won't just cost rounds. It could rewrite his legacy. This is where the real tension begins.
Get to here, but it's not. Don't need another
step.
Step, yeah. Sure. That's him. Make him his back here to the wall. Yeah. That's it. That's it. That's it.
The footage leaking out of Teofimo's camp tells a very specific story. Everything is stripped down, explosive pad work, surgical foot placement, sudden rhythm breaks that snap like traps being sprung. He's not chasing angles, he's cutting them off. This isn't reckless aggression, it's calculated pressure designed to suffocate options. At the center of it all stands Teofimo Lopez Sr., part coach, part drill sergeant, pushing him mentally as hard as physically. Their chemistry isn't comfortable, but it's forged by years of trust and shared wars. If you're feeling this tension already, hit like, because this buildup only gets darker from here. The footage leaking out of Teofimo's camp tells a very specific story. Everything is stripped down. Explosive pad work, surgical foot placement, sudden rhythm breaks that snap like traps being sprung. He's not chasing angles, he's cutting them off. This isn't reckless aggression, it's calculated pressure designed to suffocate options. At the center of it all stands Teofimo Lopez Sr., part coach, part drill sergeant, pushing him mentally as hard as physically. Their chemistry isn't comfortable, but it's forged by years of trust and shared wars. If you're feeling this tension already, hit like, because this buildup only gets darker from here. Lopez Sr. keeps drilling the same message into his son. You don't beat a mover by forcing moments. You beat him by laying traps and waiting. Strength and conditioning is ruthless. Explosive lifts, short sprints, core work designed to keep that snap alive deep into the later rounds. What stands out most isn't brute force, it's balance. Teofimo isn't chasing knockouts. He's sharpening instincts, tightening gaps, and preparing to impose his will round by round against a fighter who punishes every lapse in focus. But that's only one side of this chessboard.
July 12th, demolishment. We're gonna demolish it. Guys way too slow, sports too sharp, too fast, too strong.
Across the divide, Shakur Stevenson's camp couldn't look more different, and that's exactly the point. Quiet, surgical, almost boring to outsiders. His training revolves around repetition and precision, distance control, feints, defensive patterns that erase mistakes before they're visible. His coaches are running scenarios built specifically for Teofimo's explosive bursts and sudden gear changes, lateral movement, stop-start footwork, angle resets after every exchange. Sparring partners are bigger, more aggressive, brought in to apply constant pressure without chaos. No trash talk, no theatrics, just confidence built on preparation. Shakur isn't training to dominate, he's training to remove options until one mistake decides everything.
So far it came going great. We about a month away from fight day. Everything going according to plan. Core look great, man, great. He getting the rounds in, everything going according to schedule. We coming for the victory. You know, me as a trainer, I don't train to go the distance. I think that's wear and tear on the body. You put all the work in camp to make the fight night as easy as possible, and that's what he going.
And then the tone flips, perfectly, from Shakur's silent surgical grind to Teofimo walking into interviews like a man who knows exactly who he is and isn't asking permission. You can feel the confidence through the screen. It's not loud, it's unsettling. That calm conviction that makes you uncomfortable if you're standing across from it. Teofimo isn't chasing resumes or debating odds. He talks like this fight exists because the boxing gods finally aligned it, and he intends to collect. If you're still watching, subscribe now, because this confidence is about to be tested under lights.
And when I say grand fashion, I mean going for the knockout.
Well, I think that the whole thing is the Bible of boxing really is that if you look for the knockout, you won't get it. You know, I think really it's just all about setting the good pace early in the beginning rounds and then going from there, setting that tone. I think that I don't see him going those 12 rounds. This is his first time moving up to 140. A lot of these guys can say a lot of things about me not knocking them out or whatnot, but they don't come and try to fight me after they feel this power. So it's for a reason. It carries. It does.
What hits hardest is how Teofimo shuts down the knockout obsession without ducking it. His message is simple: hunt the finish and you lose the plot, but set the tone early and power eventually introduces itself. That's veteran thinking from a fighter people still label reckless. He knows 140 is different. He knows Shakur is moving up, and he's betting that sustained pressure plus pace creates a rude awakening. The most dangerous part? Teofimo looks comfortable being the underdog again. That's where his belief has always sharpened into something volatile.
That I'm someone that, is all about against all odds. I've been like that since me winning the 2015 U.S. Olympic trials and didn't, have my spot for the Olympic berth and to represent Team USA in 2016 Olympic Games. I think my whole thing's always been that way. So even Richard Comey, when I won my first world title back in 2019 at 22 against the champion himself, a lot of the odds were always against me. And I think that's when I perform my best, and I look forward to doing that again.
Just when you think this buildup will stay respectful and tactical, the press conference detonates. Controlled chaos in under 5 seconds. two confidence engines collide, and neither has a reverse gear. Teofimo Lopez Sr. isn't whispering strategy, he's declaring patterns. We've cracked codes before, and we'll do it again. And you can feel that confidence isn't hypothetical, it's earned. But Shakur doesn't flinch. He smiles, nods, and fires back with the quiet threat of someone who believes you haven't seen his final form yet. This isn't trash talk for clicks. This is two sides genuinely convinced the other hasn't faced real pressure. And when belief collides like this, something always breaks.
When it comes to it, competition is competition, man. This is competition and currency, and you can't be friends in this game. I don't see it. I think that's what makes them soft. It's what makes our era a little bit fragile. So I think the guys like myself that still carry that with the heart of a champion and holding the Ring Magazine world title, I think that maybe we have a different form of looking at it and make boxing great.
Here's the honest read. Strip away the noise, the camps, the theatrics, and this fight won't be decided by who looks better on paper. It'll be decided by who breaks their own habits first. If Shakur stays perfectly disciplined, patient, and clean, he can control long stretches and make Teofimo question timing. But that's the danger, because Teofimo doesn't need control. He needs moments, and moments are where structure cracks. I don't see a highlight reel early, and I don't see it staying pretty all night either. Rounds where Shakur looks effortless, followed by sudden bursts where Teofimo reminds everyone that one bad reset can cost you everything. If Teofimo forces Shakur to work just slightly harder than planned in those middle rounds, the dynamic shifts fast. Shakur's IQ is elite, but Teofimo's explosiveness isn't theoretical. It shows up whether you invite it or not.
You've had to come up with some good game plans over the years to beat some great fighters, Lomachenko, Taylor, among them. How difficult is this man, Shakur Stevenson, to prepare for?
Well, I see their weakness. That's what I do. We broke the code with with Loma that nobody had ever done. We didn't let him get comfortable in there. You saw that, within like 8 rounds, he didn't know what to do. I did the same thing with Josh Taylor, and we're gonna do the same thing with Shakur.
All right.
Zoom out, and this isn't just a style clash, it's an identity fight. One man believes structure and control solve everything. The other believes pressure and belief eventually bend structure until it snaps. Camps are locked in, confidence is sky high, and nobody sounds like they're planning to adjust once things get uncomfortable. That's why this feels special, not manufactured hype, conviction colliding in real time. Those are the fights that age the best, whether the scorecards agree or not. Now it's on you. How do you see this playing out? Is this Shakur putting on a clinic, or Teofimo dragging him into deep water late? Drop your take in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to True Boxing Stories, because fights like this don't just decide winners, they define careers.